Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Charlotte and today we are going to be doing my October book haul. I am now doing monthly book hauls, it seems. I have acquired 6 books this month, which is normally not a lot for a lot of booktubers, but I think is a decent amount because it's short, it's not that many, means this video is not going to be too long. All these books I bought myself and I'm ready to talk about them all. I haven't read properly any of them. One of them I'm currently reading, so we love that for my TBR. The first book that I bought this month was The Nightingale by Kristen Hannah. This book is madly hyped and so popular on BookTube. I have been meaning to pick this up or at least buy this book for a while, so I finally did. Sometimes I forget how book hauls go, apart from saying that I bought it and that what the synopsis is. And because obviously these are books that I don't necessarily know very well because I haven't read them, I think I might just read off the back because not many people do this on BookTube, so I'm being original. No, I'm not.
Despite the differences, Vianne and Isabelle have always been close. Younger, bolder Isabelle lives in Paris, while Vianne is content with her life in the French countryside with her husband Antoine and their child. But when the Second World War breaks out and Antoine is conscripted to fight, Isabelle is sent to the country by her father to help Vianne. As war develops, the strength of the sisters' relationship is put to the test. With life-changing and confronted by unbelievable horrors, Vianne and Isabelle find themselves responding in ways they never thought possible, as bravery and resistance take different forms for each of the two sisters.
So I've always known that it's a World War II novel, but I've never properly known what it's about. I think I knew it was about like a couple of sisters, but I haven't properly known what it's about. It's obviously about how the Second World War has affected these two sisters and maybe brings them closer. And I obviously think the main reason why I picked this up was because of the hype, because so many people love this book and I can't wait to at some point pick it up. I think I'll definitely give it to my mum as well after I've read it because she loves anything kind of set around World War II. I think we both have that in common. I'm glad that I finally have this book and hopefully I'll get round to it at some point. The next book that I bought was The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. Once again, this is a book that I've just seen a few people talk about on BookTube. With these two books, what I did was I was like, oh, okay, I have a bit of money left over at the end of this week. I'll just treat myself to a couple of books. So what I have in my notes is the top 3 highest rated books on my TBR and then the 3 lowest rated books on my TBR. This was the most highest rated book on my TBR, so that's why I bought this one, and this was the lowest rated book on my TBR, or it was at the time I bought it. Even though I've heard decent reviews on it throughout my friends on Goodreads and on BookTube, it is still the lowest rated in general, like as an average on Goodreads. I just thought it'd be cool to pick it up just to see at some point when I do read it if I like it or not, and if my opinions are the same to say to some of the booktubers I know have read it or to like the whole Goodreads reviews. This is an adult thriller, I think, sort of mystery horror thriller. It is a small one, which is like kind of irate.
7-year-old Wen and her parents, Eric and Andrew, are vacationing at a remote cabin on a quiet New Hampshire lake with their closest neighbours more than 2 miles in either direction. As Wen catches grasshoppers in the front yard, a stranger unexpectedly appears in the driveway.
So are we going down the us path here?
If you want to get crazy, we can get crazy.
Leonard is the largest man Wen has ever seen, but he is young and friendly. Leonard and Wen talk and play until Leonard abruptly apologises and tells Wen, none of what's going to happen is your fault.
Okay, that's ominous.
3 more strangers arrive at the cabin carrying unidentifiable
You girl can't speak.
menacing objects. As Wen sprints inside to warn her parents, Leonard calls out, your dads won't let us in, Wen, but they have to. We need your help to save the world. So begins an unbearably tense, gripping tale of paranoia, sacrifice, apocalypse, and survival that escalates to a shattering conclusion, one in which the fate of a loving family and quite possibly all of humanity are intertwined.
That synopsis does interest me a lot. It's got that kind of horror, thriller, mystery, as I said, aspect to it, which I think I need to read more of these sort of books, and especially if this is an adult, I think it's an adult kind of mystery thriller, then I really want to read more of those. Very excited to at some point dive into this, and as it's a short book, I'm hoping it'll be quite punchy and quite get to the point quite quickly and won't like hang around a lot. I'm very excited, even though it is lowest rated on my Goodreads TBR. It possibly could be because of maybe the execution of like the whole mystery aspect, but we won't know until we find out, until we read it. The next 3 books that I bought were an impulse buy, and I didn't mean to buy them. I've been meaning to buy this series, or at least the first book in this series or this trilogy, for a while, and one event in October made me buy all 3, and that is the Shadow and Bone trilogy, the Grocer Trilogy, obviously starting with Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, and Ruin and Rising. I bought all these books on the day that the Grishaverse casting was announced. Everyone on BookTube or on BookTwitter was dying and raving about it, just like they should. Obviously was on that hype because I have read the Six of Crows trilogy and I love those books. Ben Barnes has been cast in it.
Prince Caspian? Yes? And who are you?
So I'm hyped. I'm very, very hyped. And I have been meaning to buy and read this trilogy for a while, and I impulse bought them all. I'm really glad that I have them because they're beautiful. Their spines are beautiful. They're all beautiful individually as like covers. So I am super excited to read them, and I'm really happy that I now have them. I'm just excited to read them, so then I'm prepared and I'm ready for when the TV show comes out, which I'm so excited for. Ben Barnes, the love of my life.
Hi, King Peter. I believe you called. Well, yes, but I thought you'd be older.
I love that man so much. Like, he's just such a massive part of my childhood. And when people hear me talk about how Netflix have like picked up and are going to develop the Chronicles of Narnia into like TV shows and films, and they hear me be angry about it, I don't think they understand like why I'm angry. I'm not angry, but I'm scared, and I don't know if I'm gonna like it because I won't be able to see anybody else play those characters. I won't be able to see anybody else play Peter and all the kids. I won't be able to see anyone but Ben Barnes play Prince Caspian. Ben Barnes is Prince Caspian.
You sure you don't need that horn?
So that's obviously, I've gone off on a tangent, but I need to read these at some point, and the TV show has got me really excited to read them. I am hopefully going to be doing like a read-along, read-a-thon thing with a load of people on BookTube for this series, or just for like the Grishaverse in general. So we're going to start with Shadow and Bone in December, so don't have to wait long to start this beauty. And I feel like I don't properly know what this like trilogy is about, and I don't want to, because obviously I already know like about the world in obviously from the Six of Grocer Trilogy. I don't really feel like I want to know too much about this trilogy going in. They're so beautiful. It's just so nice having them on my bookshelf at the moment. I'm doing this for you, Ben Barnes. I'm just saying.
Not one like you.
And the final book that I bought this month, the one I'm currently reading, and that is A Map of Days by Ransom Riggs, the 4th book in the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series. I am about 100 pages through this, and I'm enjoying it so much. This book came out, like properly came out, I think last July, but it was only in hardcover, and the rest of my Miss Peregrine's books are in paperback, and I prefer reading paperback anyway, so I had to wait until literally October of this year, over a year, to a paperback edition. But I'm kind of glad I did wait, because it's just so worth the wait. This book is so far so good, and I just love this world and this series and these characters so much, and I'm so happy that I'm reading about them again. I think when it was announced, I thought it wasn't going to be about, you know, the characters that we know and love from the original 3 books, but it is. We're following Jacob, we're following Emma, we're following all the kids, Miss Peregrine. I'm so happy. She's quite big and she's very heavy because the pages are quite thick, but I'm just super excited to continue reading this book because I'm enjoying it so much so far. I just can't wait for the continuation of this series, and the fact that it is continuing warms my heart. I have talked about Miss Peregrine's a couple of times on my channels recently, and so many people have commented being like, I really need to get around to reading the series. I'm like, yes you do. For the people who've said that they need to get around to reading this series, do it. This is me telling you to do it, because you should do it. I'm so glad I now have this in my hands. I'm so happy. Those are all the books that I bought in the month of October. Once again, it's short because I don't have the money, and I don't really buy books like a lot all the time because I don't have the money or the space really. So I hope you all enjoy this video. If you have read any of these books, or you know, want to read any of these books, or just any of your opinions on the books I have hauled, let me know in the comments down below. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video.